Hi. I've had a lot of people request this video, so I just thought I would go ahead and do it. Finally, it's been forever since I've recorded one. I had a lot of private messages having people ask me what is pain and wanting to know what my pain is, and just to talk about it as a channel, not just about beauty products, but also about pain, because that affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways. First off, I think pain is anything that hinders your life in any way and makes it negative and brings sadness and discomfort. Pain is not just physical, it's also emotional and intellectual. There's so many different types of pain that you can experience. I can't say that one is necessarily worse than the other. I have experienced all different types because of just what I've been through and what I'm currently going through now. But pain is relative to each person. I mean, they have a pain scale, so that kind of tells you that there's different levels of it. Like mine, the doctor concluded on the pain scale from 1 to 10 is about an 8 out of 10, 24/7 for the last 8 years. That's not normal, and I can tell you why I'm functioning the way I am, and just received my bachelor's degree of science in behavior analysis. There's ways to get through pain, but pain just isn't just physical, it's emotional as well, and everybody has it and goes through it. I think some people just have better defined coping skills than others. I think that's the only reason that I'm able to get through things the way I am, is I've just learned to research what works for me and what doesn't, because that's a really, really important part of working through pain. Whether, again, it's not just physical, it could be because of a loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, a miscarriage, a loss of a job, your car breaks down, your friend moves away from you. I mean, there's so many different types of pain that you can go through that I don't want to limit coping skills, if that makes any sense. But this is just going to be talking about what is it. I just think I haven't written any notes, I'm kind of just winging this, so if you don't like it, just leave the video now, please, because you know, I didn't really do much to prepare for this. Pain is, it's hard. It's the worst thing in life, I think, other than guilt or shame. Those are up there too. But pain, especially pain that won't go away and can't go away, that's really a really hard thing to work through. My doctors, I've been through so many, tried every single thing possible, and they have all said that there is no cure for mine. So that's kind of like a death sentence right there in a way. They just say, oh, we can't fix you. You're the only person who's ever lived with this and survived, so we don't know how to help you. That was really hard to accept. But you just have to learn to push through and to keep going and to keep doing what you're doing, because your only other option is to just stay in bed all day and be inward and focus on your own problems, and that's not going to work. That's not going to be a good life for you or for anyone around you. I know a lot of people who have lost friends and loved ones because of pain, and that's really sad. But it's only the person's fault on their own, because only you can control your actions and how you let what's happening to you affect you. Me personally, I don't like when people like stub their toe and then complain about it and have some big dramatic fest, because for me, my pain is very real and it's constant all the time and it's very intense. So when people are like, oh, I've got a hangnail, it's the worst thing in the world, I've had it for like an hour, that drives me nuts, because the first step in dealing with your pain, I think, is not to focus on it, not to complain. That's the main reason why I am where I am today. I don't complain and I don't focus on it. I like to talk about other things. When people start to talk about it, I kind of veer the conversation the other way, because when you think about it all the time, I mean, you're dealing with it all the time. But when others are bringing it up and talking about it too, it just makes it even bigger than it has to be at times. Because, I mean, you focus on it, so when others do too, it's in your face more. So don't let others determine how you feel. You may have an okay day, and then you start talking to someone, and they either bring up their minimal pain level or they want to talk about yours, and just say, no thanks, let's talk about something else when we get together. Because people have to understand that that's something that you face every second of the day. That's like your best friend in a way, because it's always right there. So you just want to, you know, keep the conversation not about that. Another thing is be careful who's in your life. People that thrive on attention and drama are not going to be good for you if you're in pain all the time, because they suck the life out of anyone anyway. And it's really, really hard to be worrying about somebody else when you need to focus on worrying about yourself. Or not at all, but it's not good to worry about anything, I'm learning now in life. But people who suck too much out of you are not good when you're in pain. And I'm sure you know that already, and it's hard to take people out of your lives that are like that. But it's not worth it at all. I've had to cut friendships out of my life for periods of time before I've had surgeries or big medical procedures, because they stressed me out too much, and I could not deal with that before I had to put my body in a vulnerable spot. So I think another thing is just keep a close eye on who's around you, and just be mindful of that you need to look out for you. And if people are sucking more out of you than they are helping you, and this just goes for anyone, then that's just not the type of friend that you want in your life, because you should be building each other up and being positive. Yes, everyone has a bad day. Everyone complains. I do it myself. But I think it's just important to keep your focus. It's hard. You don't want to be inward with your pain, but you also want to be smart in recognizing that it's a very real thing and that you need to take care of yourself. I think there's a difference. Like, if I have to cancel plans because I genuinely don't feel bad, I don't think that's being selfish. I think that's taking care of me and to worry about my own body and what I'm going through. But there's times that you need to just push yourself out. There's days I don't want to do something when I have friends inviting me to go somewhere and I really don't feel like getting off the couch, but I end up going and pushing myself, and I end up having a great time, and I feel fine, so it didn't damage anything, you know what I mean? So that's important to just recognize your own limits and have boundaries, whether it's in a relationship with a friend or a boyfriend or whoever, or with your own body. You need to have boundaries set up for yourself ahead of time, so you know what to accept and not to accept. And pain is just, it's so real, because when you're faced with something that's causing you so much pain, whether it's a breakup or a loss of some kind, that's all you can see, that's all you can think about, that's all you can hear, and it's all around you. So it's important to try to work through it as soon as possible, so you're not always thinking about it, or find ways to not think about it. In my case, I most likely will never not be dealing with this because the doctors can't figure it out at all. And I'm just trying every day to live my life as if this isn't happening. Yes, I have some hindrances, but it's not enough to keep me out of the game, if you know what I mean. And you just, yeah, you have to just keep going, because if you just let things, if you let pain stop you, you'll be down for the count. And I refuse to settle for that. I refuse to just be someone who's just stuck in their circumstances. I'm gonna rise above it, and I'm gonna do what I have to do. They don't know what's wrong. I mean, they know, but they don't know how to fix it. So you know what? I could just sit back and just not be a part of it and be a sore person, but that's not gonna get you anywhere in life. You push forward, you keep going, because you know what? There's a light at the end of everyone's tunnel. I truly believe that. Things will get better. You just have to surround yourself with positive people, and you have to wake up every morning wanting it. You have to want to be better. And I think that's a huge part. Positivity is so important, because if you're not positive and if you don't have a good attitude, you're gonna fail, and you're gonna live a long and hard and painful life. If you wake up every day and think, you know what, today could be better, today could be okay, today could be my day, then you will live such a better life. I know people who have had cancer and have just given up and said, whatever, I'm done. And then later on, when they passed away, soon after, their doctors had said if they stayed positive and didn't think about this and just thought, I'm going to get through this, they would have lived and been fine. That's a really hard thought to process, but wake up every day and want it. Want it for yourself, want it for your family, want it for the sake of just being done with being in pain. And this goes for anything you could have. There's ways around being in pain. And instead of posting it all over Facebook or all over whatever, Twitter, instead of complaining about it to others, be proactive and do something about it. I told one of my friends recently to, instead of writing angry or to involve text messages to someone else, to write it in the notes section of his iPhone, or to write it down and throw it away. Because sometimes you just need to get something out to say it, but it could make it worse. So if you're in pain, I would just write it down and throw it away, or delete it off your phone, or delete the email, whatever it is. But just say it to yourself instead of saying it to someone else, because that'll just make it worse. But you have to get it out. You can't keep it to yourself. So if you're in pain today and you have no one to talk to, just write a comment to me and I would love to talk with you. I've had a lot of experience with trying different ways to cope, and I'm going to do more videos about that coming up. That you just need someone else, because usually when you're in pain, you're so inward and you just think, no one else understands what I'm going through. No one else knows. And that may be true, because pain is relative and everybody has a different type of it and a different way of dealing with it. Whereas someone who may be in... I've learned through a lot of really strong people how to get by, but others may not have such positive role models and they may not know how to cope. So the same type of pain that they may have as me, they may just have given up already because they don't have the support system. Or someone who's in just a small amount of pain may have just given up already. But giving up is never, ever the answer. Reach out and talk to someone, because I guarantee there will always be someone who wants to talk to you. And I would love to be one of those people for you. If you need a friend, I'd be more than happy to give you tips, or just to listen, just to have someone to vent to, because that's important too. And this is just more like an intro to different videos that I'll be doing about pain. But I think it's really important to have a support system as much as possible. Just don't complain to them all the time, because they'll get sick of it and then they won't take you seriously when you really, really, really need it on the days that it's the worst. So any type of pain that you have, try to work through it as soon as it's happening. Obviously chronic pain, that's hard to work through right away, but any other type where you lose someone or something, or things are just not going your way, talk through it and work through it right away, but stay positive, please, because that's the only way that you'll make it through it. I truly believe that if you have a terrible attitude and you just go off and make stupid choices for yourself, like, oh, this is never going to get better, so I'm just going to go get drunk all the time, or do the ridiculous things that'll further harm your body, that just prolongs the process of you ever getting better. The only way you're ever going to get better is to stay positive, and I truly believe that. And if all it takes for you to stay positive, if you can't do it on your own, then do it through friends or family, or through God and religion, or whatever religion you believe in. Do it through community service. Do it through your child who's innocent and they don't know what's going on. Just do it through people. Let people help you, and let them help you stay positive. Because other people that aren't going through it, they won't be as negative about it. Most likely they'll have different outlook on pain. So let other people speak into your life about staying positive, and you'll be positive in the end, because you're giving it up. You're just saying, here, take it to whoever can help. Take this away from me and help me get through this. And that's a really, really important part of this. And again, I'm here if anybody needs some support, because I know that it's really hard to just reach out to people when you're going through this. So yep, I'm here if you ever need it, and if you need any other type of videos like this, if you want me to talk more in depth about what my issues are, I'd be happy to do a video about that. Or if you want more specific types of coping skills from every day, what I do when I wake up, that helps. What I do in the middle of the day, that helps. Or at nighttime when it's the worst, like late at night is a bad time for me personally. I can just let you know some tips and tricks that may help you with that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.